Hey everybody, welcome back to Three Acorn Bourbon. I was moving some books around, trying to make room for books and whiskey on the same shelf, and I just figured I could push the books back, put the whiskey in front. Most of what I read is digital anyway, and I really like how it turned out. Let's get into today's bite-sized bourbon review. We're gonna stick with Jack Daniels today. Going for the triple mash. Now the exact recipe for a lot of the Jack Daniels whiskeys is a closely guarded secret, but it is understood historically a then slave by the name Nearest Green actually played a huge role in the development of Jack Daniels whiskey. It's said that Green taught Jack a whole lot about distilling whiskey, and his contributions are increasingly being recognized. Jack Daniels was the first American whiskey to win a gold medal at the 1904 St. Louis World Fair. That early recognition played a crucial role in establishing the brand's reputation. Jack Daniels employs over 700 people, over 95% of them being local residents of Lynchburg, Tennessee. And interestingly, most of those employees are part-time due to the company's commitment to lifelong employment opportunities. Throughout its long history, Jack Daniels has only had 7 master distillers, each one playing a crucial role in establishing the brand's consistency. Jack Daniels' nephew, Lem Motlow, I think that's how you pronounce it, took over the distillery after Jack's passing. Interestingly, it's rumored that Lem learned the art of whiskey making from his uncle when they were both involved in moonshining. Now, onto the whiskey. The triple blend is a blend of 3 different bottled and bond straight whiskeys from Jack Daniels. We have the American Malt, the Tennessee Rye, and the Tennessee Bourbon. The Jack Daniels Triple Mash is a significant departure from the traditional Tennessee whiskey, which only uses corn, barley, and rye. The Triple Mash adds an entirely new flavor profile with the malted barley. Now, the exact amount of rye is unknown, but it's certainly more than the Tennessee whiskey, though likely less than the Tennessee Rye, and that malted barley adds a grainy sweetness and kind of a bready quality to it. This rye and malted barley flavor profile differentiates it significantly from the traditional Tennessee whiskey. Jack Daniels Triple Mash should be seen as an experiment, with Jack Daniels venturing into new flavor territory. And while it's a fairly new release, it's already garnered quite a reputation. It won double gold medal at the 2022 San Francisco World Spirits Competition. Initially, it was just a limited release, but due to its popularity, it's become a permanent member of the Jack Daniels whiskey lineup. And I think that Jack Daniels Triple Mash should be seen as Jack Daniels willing to innovate and look into the future. And its success might pave the way for future experimental whiskey releases. Well, alright, we covered the distillery, we covered the bourbon. Let's get into the tasting notes. Start with the nose. I mean, you get that grainy, that bready, sweet aroma, and then it gets right into the fruits. I mean, it's cherry, it's plum, it's raspberry, it's fig. It's a little herbal, like you get a little thyme. And you get that sweetness, that vanilla and the caramel and the classic Jack Daniels plantain banana thing going on. And some cinnamon and some clove spice to really balance it out. It's really nice, it's really welcoming. For an MSRP of $37, pretty hard to beat. And it's bottled in bond, so you know it's at least 4 years aged. It's 100 proof. And as it's been sitting here, that banana plantain aroma's just been exploding. It's that nice banana bread with like different fruit jellies spread on it. All right, let's taste it. I watched a YouTube video of the Bourbon Junkies doing a blind taste test of all the Jack Daniels bottles. And I forget the name of one of the hosts, but one of the guys hated the Triple Mash. And man, I really like it. I mean, first off, it's very plantain banana forward. If you like that Jack Daniels banana flavor, this is some of the strongest I've ever tasted it. You get a lot of that cherry, a lot of that plum, it's very fruity. And the malt sweetness and that breadiness from the malted barley is really interesting. You don't get that in a lot of whiskeys. There's more rye spice than in the traditional Jack Daniels, which is very welcome. That classic vanilla and caramel and cinnamon flavors are still there. A little bit of orange. I mean, it's very well balanced. I mean, it doesn't blow you away. I think I'd still prefer a single barrel proof bourbon or rye, or that twice barrel Jack Daniels special release. But for $37, it's something different and it's really good. Now that finish is medium. It's got some oak and some rye spice. That banana sweetness lingers, which is nice. And there are other fruits too, adding some complexity. Again, that flavor profile and even that finish is really reminiscent of banana bread. It's really tasty and a great bottle for under $40. Well, that's all I wanted to cover today, guys. Hopefully some interesting facts about Jack Daniels maybe you didn't know before. I really appreciate all of your viewership and all your support. And remember folks, bourbon, it's made for sharing. So open your bottles, make some memories, and I'll catch you in the next one.